Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nash and today I'm here to talk about something very important in my life. So I'm going to talk about my experience in India as a black woman married to an Indian. So I got married to my husband in 2016 on the 20th of March. That is when we did our traditional marriage, like the African traditional marriage. And then on 6th May we had our court marriage, and on 8th June we had our Indian traditional marriage. Okay, so for the court marriage, I did a very big mistake. We took all the pictures, but then the guy that had, the cameraman that had taken the pictures for our marriage went missing out of the blue, and then the pictures that we had taken using our phones, like those ones that are taken, and then there are some that are taken using my phone. Everybody I asked said they did not have the pictures anymore. And then checking in my phone, I had lost a phone, so it was in the memory card, and by the time I was checking on my phone to find the pictures, they were gone. Like, to be honest with you, for the court marriage, as of now I'm speaking, there is no picture of that time. I don't know, I'm going to try so hard, keep on asking everyone that had attended that marriage to try more and look for it till I find at least one or two, because it's really important for me. But then I don't know what happened. So after our court marriage, we traveled to India because of course I had to meet my new family. I had to meet my father and mother-in-law and the other members of the family. So when we traveled to India, and then we had to do our marriage, we had to go to the temple and then get remarried in their traditional way. So to be honest with you, traveling to India, I was so nervous. I was so scared, because I was not going with my family. I was not going with anybody from my side. I was only going with my husband. So of course the nervousness would be there. I remember when we got into the car to go to the airport, I was almost crying, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm there, nothing is going to happen." So, but of course my husband was with me, so all my trust was in him. I was a young girl traveling to a different country with a different kind of man, with no family members around. My one of my sisters really wanted to go with me, but then by that time she had exams coming through, so she had to cancel and all that, and stuff was going on. So some things happen for a reason. Probably there's a reason as to why she couldn't make it, and I had to go alone. So my experience is reaching in India. Of course, where I was going to the eastern part of India, and then I got to know that in that part of India, usually there are no Africans, there are no blacks. Okay, fine, there are some Indians who are dark-skinned, but then there are no Africans there, except most of the Africans are in Delhi and Bombay, and I've seen one or two Africans in Gurgaon, but still that is, So the part that I was going to is in Odisha, and it is called, it is in Odisha, and usually in Odisha they do not have Africans around, so of course it was almost going to be I was almost going to be the first African to be around there. So I used the Kolkata airport, and of course from that point I stairs are too much. Everybody's seeing somebody who is different right from the plane, the connecting flight. The one we used Emirates that time, and we had to get a connecting flight from Dubai, and from Dubai to Kolkata. Of course, there was no African in the flight, and everybody was just, staring at me. But I had gone into this marriage prepared. I knew it won't be easy. Okay, till people get to know or get used to it, it's not going to be easy at all for me, to be around these different kind of, skinned people. So I got into the marriage completely prepared for such things to happen. So we reached Kolkata, and to be honest with you, around there I was the only black person, like the only black woman in the flight and the airports. And then, of course, people must have had questions in their minds going on, but nobody had the gut to come and ask me. So we had to grab a train still from Kolkata, and then the train had to take us to where we were going, that is in Odisha, Soro, so when we were in that train, I remember, at the train station, people were staring too much. Like, of course, India is just like other parts of the world. So when they see a different kind of person, obviously it's normal, it's normal everywhere. So I was not surprised for that. The stares were too much, but then my husband was grabbing onto my hand, like letting me know, I'm with you and you're safe. Nothing is going to happen to you. I was still a young girl, guys. So of course I was so scared. So we grab a train, and while we're sitting in the train, everybody's turning, looking at me, and they were nice. Okay, they were not staring in the bad way, like, they were nice. Some kids even came up to me. Some babies were so, talking to me in English, because the place that I was going to, I believe most of them do not speak English. They know English, but they don't use it. Like, they do not have the confidence of using the English. So one kid came up to me, and a baby, actually, I think he was like 3 or 4 years old, and he's trying to show me like he knows English. My name is this, in that accent. And it was really sweet. And the mom was so, asking me, where are you going, where are you from? Like, they were so happy. So reaching at where we were at our stop, like the train stop where we're supposed to get down from, my father-in-law was already there waiting for us. So obviously, like in my husband's culture, like you shouldn't go in front of your father-in-law just the way I am. You have to veil up. So reaching there, I just noticed him seated at the bench waiting for us. I had to veil up, and just, as respect for my father-in-law, because my husband had told me some things about his culture while we were still here. So we grab a taxi, and we go home, and almost the whole everybody's just waiting. I think everybody was just, curious to see this different kind of person that has got married to their son, because almost the whole village around, they know each other, and they're relatives. Like, they use the same name, and that means they're relatives. So everybody was just so eager to see me. I reached home at about 7 o'clock in the evening, and the whole compound was full of people, like old women, young kids, and whatever. So of course, that is normal. I was also ready for that. Like, they had almost, those ones who had not traveled out of their state had never seen an African. That is understandable. So everybody was so curious to see me. Like, everybody was so nice and whatever. So I was so happy. They received me with love. They did all the traditions they had to do for their new daughter-in-law. Like, it was just like I was so happy. I felt at home, like, you know, the way they were treating me. They didn't treat me like any person different from them. No, they just took me as I am. They you know, and so apart from that, that is my family issues. So when we gotten to stay home about 2 to how many days, so sometime I remember we had traveled to a hospital, and doctors were really appreciating me, you know. Thank you so much for coming to our land. Thank you so much for loving our land. Thank you for coming to India. I'm so happy to see you. Like, it's my first time to see you guys, like a person like you. I used to see the West Indies in the cricket, and I had never gone close to them, so I'm so happy, you know. And wherever I used to go, people were just, you know, so excited when they hear I'm from Africa. Actually, the place that I got married to, most of them do not even know Uganda exists. Like, they believe the whole of Africa consists of only South Africa. So everybody believes I am from South Africa, until, you know, I cleared it up and I'm like, no, you know, South Africa is not the only Africa that is there. Africa is a big continent. There is East, there is, you know, and I'm from East Africa. I'm not from South Africa. I'm from a country called Uganda. And they're like, what, Uganda? I've never heard of Uganda, you know. So I had to educate some of them on my country, and you know, I'm not from South Africa, but then I was treated with love, something that I was not, you know, believing, something that I was not expecting, you know, something that I was not expecting. I grew up knowing Indians to be rude. I thought they were racists. I thought they wouldn't take me in as I was. I thought they would discriminate me. I thought, you know, all those things. Of course, people told me this, like, you've gotten, some of them, okay, not everybody, some people were saying, like, you're not going to be loved. Some were saying you're not going to be taken to his home. If he takes you to India, then he will take you somewhere else because his family won't accept you, what, blah, blah, blah. So many things were spoken, but I still trusted in God, and I knew, because I was talking to my family now, I mean his parents, because right now that is the family that I have, you know. So I was talking to them before, and I couldn't make everybody understand. You know, people misunderstand Indians, and sorry to say, but Indians are the most loving people that I have met in my life, you know. I have seen racists, like, so many people are there that are racists, but Indians, once they get to love you, they really do love you, you know. They really take you as family, you know. So I didn't believe in all that. I just went putting God first, and I'm like, everything that happens for a reason. And so they took me really nicely, like, they treated me very well. They loved me till now. They love me, they adore me, and I'm so grateful for that. So if anybody is willing to get married to an Indian, please do not be discouraged. There's no such thing as racism. Like, these days things are changing. I am never discriminated wherever I go. Like, wherever I go, they take me as their own person, as their own, you know. So Indians are the most loving people that I've met before. Like, they really do love with one heart, like, you know. And once one person decides, one thing I like about Indians is unity. Like, one person decides on something, they discuss about it among themselves. If they find out that this thing is going to benefit them, or it's going to make them happy, they go for it. Like, they stick to it. They stick to one thing as a group, like unity. And I love that about Indians. So I was discouraged a lot. I was told a lot before leaving my country to go meet my in-laws for the first time. But all that is wrong. Everything I was told is wrong. I am loved. I am treated as one of them. Sometimes, sometimes when I'm with these Indians around me, like, I almost forget that I don't belong there. That I fit in too much. Like, do not quote me well. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not forgetting that I am African. No. What I'm trying to say is, I fit in very well. Like, very, very well. I'll be like I'm home. I will feel at home whenever I am with Indians, because trust me, they truly love me. Like, they truly love once they decide to love. So my experience in India was so good. It was so loving. Once I reached there, I never even missed my home, like missed my parents. I felt like my parents traveled with me, because I remember when I was newly married, I didn't know anything about their culture, of course. So the first time I reached there after my marriage, I slept off very till late. I believe till about 10:30 or 11, and nobody woke me up. Like, they knew I am new in this culture, and it is normal for somebody to just get used to stuff. So when I woke up, I'm like, wow, I'm in my in-laws home. How could I sleep for all this while? And the ladies usually wake up at 6 o'clock, and they have a lot to do with this school. Kids are going to school, they have to make breakfast for everybody, they divide the work. So I believe I was meant for this, maybe because I truly fit in definitely well, like perfectly well, in my family right now. They adore me. Like, I am being loved in a way that I don't regret getting married to an Indian, like getting married to my husband. So, and learning their language, like speaking the different languages in India, has helped me so much to blend in. Like, we can sit and talk about stuff, and that really has helped me so much, and it has really helped, like, made me so proud. When I got married, I didn't know anything like in their language. I didn't even know how to greet at first. But then my father-in-law tried so hard, brought me books. He would go to the market, bring books that would translate from Mudia to English, or from English to Mudia. He tried his best, and he would sit and teach me, because he knew some English. Okay, the confidence is not that much good, but then he knew English. And he was trying, whenever I wouldn't understand anything, he would try to, tell me what it means. I struggled a lot for the first time. So whenever he would be going to the market, he would try to ask me what I want from the market, and I wouldn't understand. He would just go and bring me like small dinners, like small things to eat, small gifts to make me feel at home. I left my parents way back in Africa, so I think he was just making me try to feel at home, not to feel left out, not to feel not loved or something, or miss my parents. So I am truly thankful to God. I feel blessed to have such a family. I feel blessed to be married to such a culture that has unity, among themselves. Like, everything is divided. They help each other in each and everything, small stuff. So I'm really happy. My experience has not been bad so far for the years I've been with my husband, with my family. So I thank God for that. Do not be discouraged if you are taking that way. If you're taking away some road, and somebody is trying to tell you to turn and do something else, do not listen to them. Just follow what your heart says. Everything will be fine. Follow what your heart says and put God first. Trust everything in God. Like, everything will move smoothly. Everything will be nice. So that is what exactly I did. So I made this video just to let you guys know that my experience in India has never been bad. Never. I've ever traveled alone from here to India, and I did not find any problem. like people helped me on the way. You know, I had a baby by that time. I left my husband right here in Uganda, and I'm like, let me go spend some time with the family, because we have a baby. They need to spend some time with their grandson. So I traveled alone with a baby. I had luggage. I had a lot to, on my hand. But what surprised me was in the flight from Dubai, till I used Emirates, from Dubai to India, all the people that were around me were not Africans, trust me, but everybody wanted to help. Everybody showed that they really care. They knew I was going to India, and I am not Indian. My child would cry, and everybody just wants to carry and help, because my child was so naughty. He cried a lot. He was so cranky. I remember there was a lady seated next to me, and she also had a baby with a toddler. But my son was too loud. He was too crying a lot. And then I wanted to go to use the restroom. She's like, no, don't mind. Just leave him here with me. I will take care of him. By the time I got out of the restroom, guys, my son had already moved around. Like, everybody had tried to make him quiet. This is how... this is the unity that I'm talking about. This is the love that I love about India. You know, everybody just wants to be there for you, not to feel bad or not to feel left out. I was the only African in the flight from Dubai to India, but male, female, everybody just helped me carry my son, to help me, feel comfortable, for him not to cry too much. Everybody's trying to make him quiet. So my experience to India, or getting married to India, has been perfect so far. As I can say, I've not seen any racism around. I have not seen anybody discriminating me. No, everybody just loves me for who I am. Whenever everybody comes close to me, trust me, they love me for who I am. So I really thank God for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you feel you love my videos, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and share. And also, if you're experiencing the same, like you're in an interracial marriage and you feel things are falling apart, don't give up. Keep fighting. Put God first in everything, and He will see you through everything. So I am Nash. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye. I love you.